Warning. The following podcast was recorded by two idiots. It contains vulgar language, vulgar ideas, and poop jokes. If any of this offends you, blow it out your ass.
Son of a bitch, bastard!
Let's start this again, shall we? Jesus Christ.
You're fucking retarded.
Hey, Pickle-Licker, want to play the right intro?
One more time!
Are you ready? Welcome to another episode of Let Us Cast. I am Andrew. With me, as always, is Bruce.
Hey, sir. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm going to boost you up a little bit. Couldn't hear you. But I'm going to start off this podcast a little differently in the sense I'm going to ask a question.
You're going to ask a question? Well, for one thing, your video's frozen. I don't know why.
It's frozen. Oh, that's fucking wonderful because it's a piece of shit that I'm using here. Anyways,
we'll just stare at a still of you for now. And I can hear myself.
I apologize in advance. So, I'm assuming you've gone to your refrigerator, be it for maybe something to eat, maybe grab something to drink, or, you know, just like looking to see what you got in there, whatever have you, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm assuming at one of those times you've, you know, used enough force that you think you've shut the door, but maybe it's still like open a little crack. Maybe it's like still kind of opening back up, a little momentum coming back. I'm assuming that's happened to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I ask you, Bruce.
Uh-oh.
Those times when it has happened, have you ever thought, oh man, I gotta tune up the band for some sweet chin music. I can close that fucking door.
Oh, like use your foot to close it?
Yeah, like not even just like use your foot to close it, but like sweet chin music the motherfucker closed.
I mean, not like fall off and kick the thing, but
no, but you just look at it, you just start getting your foot going like like, my God, Bruce is tuning up the band.
Oh my God, that fridge has a family.
I just imagine like you just start like stomping your foot. Liz walks by, she's like, "Don't fucking do it, idiot."
Think of that thing's family.
Well, no, because that's happened like recently because I have a like a little mini fridge downstairs. I have like just stockpiled with seltzer because I'm a fucking maniac.
In case
But
the
I
world
picked-
goes up, you have extra seltzer kicking around. Is that the deal?
Yeah, it's like my Prince vault. You know, in case the world goes to shit, I still have seltzer.
There you go.
No, so you know, I go get some seltzer out of there recently, and you know, I think I use enough force to shut the door, and it's like I don't hear that like that little click sound that means it's closed. And I just turn around, and for a split second, I was like, I could kick that thing closed. I was like, I could do it.
Oh no. Did anything foul happen after this? Like, did you kick it out a window or something? Is that where this is going, or is it just?
Yeah, out of a barbershop window. Yes, I kicked it out.
And then Marty Jannetty's career was over as he knew it.
I renamed my fridge Janetti.
Oh shit.
So how you been, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. Hey, do me a favor. Try to like disconnect your video and reconnect it real quick.
Oh boy.
At least I can't hear myself anymore. That went away, but
All right,
you're still
that's good.
frozen.
Jesus Christ.
All right, you went
Yep,
away.
that's-
Now you're
Yep,
back, but it's still okay. Now you're moving. Welcome to life, sir. Welcome.
I'm animated now.
Yeah. Now you're animated. Now you're not still.
I'm a real boy.
Well, hang on. I didn't say that much.
I was gonna say that's debatable.
I'm pretty good, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. You know, new job's still working out pretty well. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
It's funny we were talking about your place of employment recently because we were talking about like the best places to get donuts in the country, and your place of employment alleys came up for Rhode Island. So all the
I was
places
gonna
that
say,
came up
but-
for Massachusetts and around here, like we've never heard of them.
well, you're just like, oh, fuck it, road trip.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you've got alleys, do you really need anything else? I mean, let's be honest.
No, but I mean, you know, it's also like comparison. It's also like in this area, the only places you can get donuts around is like a Dunkin' Donuts, which sucks.
Yeah.
And then there's
Honeydew.
not even Honeydew anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Honeydew's kind of gone now, isn't it? What the fuck happened to
Yeah,
Honeydew?
it's-
Not that I care, but
It's kind of like a minor like cult kind of thing around here.
yeah. We have Top Donut up here. I don't think you guys have Top Donut near you. I feel like
I don't
it's kind
think
of
so.
A local thing.
I don't think so. The only other like donut place is this place called like Master Donuts on Post Road, like the main over here.
Never heard of Master Donuts.
I've never even had them, but I was just like, well, I mean, why, you know, even bother?
Yeah, you've got alleys. You're good.
Yeah, it's I guess kind of a good idea, like taste the competition, like kind of see where you are and whatnot, and just like, all right, let's see if you're Master Donuts, let's see what you fucking do.
Yeah, see how much of a master you really are. My favorite
like
around here
Mr.
would be
Donuts.
the Master Donuts. Yeah. My favorite around here would probably be Donut Shack right here in Lowell. I love Donut Shack.
That was the trying to think. That was the place you got like those like it was like a marshmallow cream donut or something like that.
Yeah, they
those
did
are
the marshmallow
like,
filled.
Yeah, I gotta give credit to that. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, they also do like a chocolate, like it's still fluff, but it's like chocolate fluff, or you can do like fluff and jelly or chocolate fluff and jelly and all kinds of shit like that, man. It's pretty incredible.
God damn, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Make Barbie's clothes. You're talking about that motherfucker.
Yeah, I haven't been to Donut Shack because ever since start of January, I've been gluten free, dairy free, and all that shit, alcohol free. So I haven't touched a single Donut Shack donut. But man, as soon as if I ever decide to go off it, which I'm pretty sure that I am gonna at the end of March, probably come off of the diet. But I'm probably gonna go rocking a donut shop donut pretty quickly after that. I'm sure.
Yeah, like I know you too. It's not like you're gonna sit down with like a box of like 24 of those fucking donuts. Like, you know, every now and then, like maybe like once a month, if that, you'd probably like yeah, I'll treat myself.
Yeah, or I mean, occasionally I might. First of all, I couldn't really probably eat more than like 2 or 3 donuts in a day in the first place, just because like I don't tend to have a huge appetite anyway. But like the one exception to that might be, have you ever been to Holy Donut? They're pretty prominent in Maine. They're like Maine sweet potato donuts.
Never even been like from what I understand, I've never even really been to Maine.
Okay.
Like,
Well, yeah, because you've been to Kittery, right? The outlets and shit.
Yeah, I went to the Kittery outlets with an ex-girlfriend years ago.
Yeah,
But
which is basically
like,
northern New Hampshire.
yeah, they're like, yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, technically, we crossed the state line. I mean, does
You
that
did.
not count?
You did. You did. You get some credit, man. I'll give you some credit.
You dipped your toe into Maine.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to like second base with Maine. I'll give you that. But like, there's this place. They've got I think like 3 or 4 locations in Maine. They might have a couple outside of it, but it's called Holy Donut. They make sweet potato and potato donuts. Where like, I think like the majority of the batter is potato or sweet potatoes. And man, if you didn't know, I don't think you would know just by tasting it. And they are pretty goddamn good. They do like maple bacon and chocolate sea salt and shit. Like they have this huge menu. They even do like gluten-free and dairy-free ones too. So technically Liz could eat there. She just can't at the moment. But like, man, it's pretty awesome. We love that place. And that's one place like you would easily get like a half dozen donuts, and by the end of the afternoon they're gone. Like that's very easy to do with their shit, man.
I mean, to be fair, same thing could be said of Alley's. Like,
Yeah.
a half dozen, like, they're gone in like an hour.
That's true. They're a little heavier though. Like the one thing about like the Holy Donut is it doesn't feel like you ate half a dozen donuts. Whereas with Alley's, you're like, oh shit, I ate a half a dozen donuts, man.
So it's much like Holy Donut's pretty much like, you know, the White Castle of donuts.
Yeah, kinda. They're really good
Kitty,
though.
like,
They're really good. I
Yeah,
highly
they're
recommend
really
them.
good as opposed to White Castle. They're really good.
No, I liked White Castle, although I think I got sick from White Castle when we went. I don't know, but my stomach was
think you
pretty
did, yeah. upset
after that. It was just like, I don't know what you ate, but don't do it. You can think about it, but don't do it.
What's wrong with you?
Wouldn't look nice on the side of my castle.
Going from White Castle, going down to Browntown, motherfucker.
Now give me a Diablo sandwich. I'm in a goddamn hurry.
I do remember, like, as we were driving back from New Jersey, we're just like, I was just hearing that. Everybody's like, "Dude, you're all right." You're just like, "Oh, you're so good." I'm like, oh shit. Like, oh shit.
Clinch asshole, clinch asshole.
White Castle strikes again.
Yeah, clench the asshole.
No, from what I know, it's like if you kind of like grew up on White Castle, you kind of build up a tolerance to it. And kind of tries it for the first time, they're just like, "What the fuck was that?"
I imagine it's kind of like my theory with the chocolate milk from the cafeteria at Riviera College, where like, you know, it takes a strong stomach to actually be able to drink a large portion of it. But I'm pretty sure that if you did, it would probably like cure cancer or stop radiation or something like that. Like, it's got some sort of like superpower potential, but goddamn, is it hard to swallow and adapt to.
Like, here comes Milk Boy.
Yeah. Da, 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 da. Oh man.
Yeah, that's dude, cafeteria. Good God, man! Like the only like good nights in the cafeteria were like when they did like where they had like a theme night was like pub food and whatnot.
Yeah.
They had like there's mozzarella sticks and we're like, yeah, this is awesome, man.
Yeah.
I can go there, eat that, shit your brains out about a half hour later, all laugh about it. That was great.
Yeah. Your options were when we went to school were kind of like you either ate at the caf and then shit yourself later, or you went to Hooters and shit yourself later.
Or you went to McDonald's with a bag full of change and shit your brains out later.
Yeah.
I remember that
man.
time or two.
Oh, and hopefully it's nothing like the McDonald's that we encountered in Boston.
Oh, good God.
Well, after some show or something, or it was just like covered in shit, literally, and just like.
I remember that. That's when we were going to Boston to go see Kevin Smith. He was bringing Red State around.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, we got up there like I think it was like 3 hours early for the show or something like that. So we're just like, oh yeah, we'll go grab something to eat. Whatnot. We grab like fucking Popeyes.
Yep.
By the time we got done with Popeyes, we're like, well, fuck, we got like 2 hours before this fucking show. What the hell are we gonna do? And then we're walking around Boston looking for like, we were still looking for that like futuristic bathroom on the street that they have.
Oh yeah, like the Star Trek room that you walk in and shit.
Yeah. Like if you've never been to Boston, you're fine. But I mean, if you've never seen this fucking toilet before, like this thing is something else.
I wonder if they're still up. I mean, they've got to be. I'm sure we're just missing them somehow.
The last time I was walking around Boston, I think I texted you. I was like, dude, it's still fucking here. Holy shit.
We gotta like GPS
Like,
that
didn't
shit
use
so
it,
we can
but,
find
like-
it again.
Probably should.
Or we should write a movie based around it too. That'd be pretty funny. Like, the Star Trek shit. Well, we couldn't call it Star Trek, but the space shitter.
Just make like a secret agent movie. That's like
Yeah. He goes in like instead of Superman going into a phone booth, a secret agent goes into this like futuristic shitter to become the secret agent.
just have
Secret
like somebody
shitter.
outside to fucking taking shit. The guy never comes out.
Mint, sir. Oh my god. The secret shitter. Dun 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 dun.
Like, dude, seriously, if we were gonna make like a superhero movie, like I'd want us to aim pretty low. Like, let's go with like Booger Man from like Sega Genesis. That whole game.
Oh, I remember Booger Man.
Yeah, like that's where he goes to fucking change into Booger Man. He just runs in the Star Trek toilet, fucking comes out. It's the savior of Boston, the Boston Booger.
Oh god. I forgot about Booger Man. Man, that's an old ass game.
Oh, it was, man.
I don't think I ever played it. I played like Earthworm Jim, which is kind of along like the same sense of humor kind of style, but I never played Booger Man. I don't think.
Like here, dude, I remember going to fucking Blockbuster years ago. This is kind of how fucking dated it is, but
Yeah.
like me and my brothers, like we convinced my dad, like, hey, can you take us over to Blockbuster? We want to rent some games and whatnot. He's like, yeah, sure, fuck it, let's go.
Mhm.
We get over there and I was like, fuck, I want to rent this. This looks funny as hell. Ah. And he goes, can you not find like a better game, like a baseball game or like maybe there's like some other action adventure game or whatnot? Oh, I want to play this one. And he goes, Jesus Christ, let's go.
You failed me.
Dude, we get to the register, the fucking the girl that's ringing the register and whatnot, she's fucking laughing at me. I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go play this game for a while. Like,
I'm going to enjoy myself. Don't judge me. Fuck you.
what are you renting, huh? Oh, look at this guy rents this game. Boogie boogie boogie. Fucking wants to play Earthworm Jim for the 5th time. Oh, what do you got there? Tasmania. You truly are the game master.
I've been playing a lot of GTA 3 lately on PlayStation 2.
I've been
It's been a lot of fun.
I've actually been getting more and more into this RPG that I got like about a month ago, called Persona 5. So like I'm a big fan of like RPGs where like you play through a progressive kind of story, you upgrade your characters, your weapons, armor, skills, magic, all that stuff. Like I love that, especially with like a good story. Like 2 of my favorite games of all time are Final Fantasy VII and Lunar Silver Star Story. And so I was looking, I was like, all right, what's a good like RPG or whatnot? I'm kind of in the market for a new one. So this one was getting like rave reviews and whatnot, and I saw this like Ultimate Edition, like brand new at GameStop for like $20. I was like, fuck it, it's $20.
Why not?
Yeah, so I went, I got it. Then I've been slowly kind of getting into it. Like majority of the reviews that I've been seeing is that like, oh yeah, it's gonna take over 100 hours for you to complete the main story. I was like, oh fuck.
Holy shit.
I was like, well, I'm gonna get my money's worth now, and I think I'm a little over like 30 hours into it.
Damn.
Yeah. It's like I play it like every now and then, like if I have a chance, like I'll play it for like maybe an hour and a half tops.
Yeah.
So.
That's kind of how I roll with my gaming is I'll try to set like a time and play for that amount. Sometimes it's pretty rare that I'll go on just like a binge of wanting to play games. And then there's times where just I don't game at all. But like for the most part, if I'm going to be gaming, I try to have like a certain block of time that I'm going to do it. Because I got other shit I want to do too, like guitar and stuff around the house to do and shit. I can't spend too much time gaming.
Yeah.
Do you do any PC gaming at all or no?
No.
No.
Nah.
'Cause I was gonna say one thing I've been checking out, I've been liking a lot actually lately is I haven't downloaded the game, but There's this game on Steam, and I think it's probably like 15 or 20 bucks or something. It's called At Dead of Night, where this character Jimmy, it's pretty cheesy. Like the story and everything is pretty like obvious and whatever. Like you can see where it's going from the start, but it's pretty intense gameplay because the crux of the gameplay is like you're being chased by this dude Jimmy with a bat who's like trying to come and knock you the fuck out. And you have to like talk to. There's like a ghost hunting aspect where you have to try to talk to ghosts through this little device thing and shit like that. And he's trying to stop you from doing it. But so like you have to sneak around hallways and you like hide in bureaus and shit like that. Or like there's an element of stealth to it and shit. Like it's pretty. I've been watching people play it and watching people react to it. Like getting the shit scared out of them is awesome and hilarious. But it's also just like really tense and fascinating to watch. It looks like a pretty good game.
Huh. Sounds like you want. Sounds like you want to be a Ghostbuster. Like, yeah, dude. As soon as like we can get together like in person and whatnot, I'm bringing my fucking PlayStation up to you, and we're fucking making you a Ghostbuster.
Oh yeah, the Ghostbusters game there on PlayStation 3, is it?
4.
4.
4.
4. Piece of shit.
Yeah, man, definitely got some games I want you to check out. Like I know, like if as soon as I get you playing like Spider-Man, you're gonna be like, holy fuck, man, where has this game been?
You know what game I thought of recently, and I thought of you, and I don't know what made me think about it, but it made me think of you is Manhunt. Remember Manhunt?
Dude, how could I forget? I still have it.
Brian Cox. Oh, good shit, man. That's a great game.
Yeah, that really was.
I never played the sequel, although I heard that was kind of meh.
It kind of like I never played it myself, but I saw like video of it, and it's just like they really like cut back on like the violence. Like they would show it like basic. It'd be like if you were, let's say you were watching like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, for example, and you know, right as Tom's gonna like try and smack Jerry with like a board or something like that, it goes to like this like psychedelic effect, and like you don't really see anything, and then just cuts to like the aftermath a little bit, and you're just like, what the fuck was that?
No, that's ridiculous. That's sort of like what they did with Sub-Zero's finisher in Mortal Kombat in the early days, where they just cut to a black screen, and they were like, fatality. It's like, oh, come on.
Like, you fucking bastards.
Yeah. Or the Ninja Turtles, where they couldn't use their weapons for the second movie.
Yeah, so instead they gotta use like yo-yos and foam bats and fucking
sausage.
Salami. Yeah. It's like, you parents, you ruin everything.
Seriously, overprotective fucking assholes. Just
Yeah.
because you can't have your kids teach your kids separate like reality from fiction. We can't have nice things because you're a fucking douche nugget.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing like my parents had taught me, beforehand, was just like, look, like this is a movie. None of this is real.
Yeah.
So they had me watching, I was watching like Ninja Turtles when I was growing up. I saw Terminator 2 when I was younger.
Me too. Yeah, I think I don't know if I saw it in the theater, but I saw it pretty young, man.
Yeah, I didn't see it in theaters, but I think my dad actually went out and like bought it on video so we could watch it.
Nice.
But he was saying like, look, all this stuff is about as real as like, Willy Wonka and this movie and this movie. He's like, so like they, we understood like, okay, it's a movie. Like none of this shit is real.
Well, that's because you had good and intelligent parents.
Well, it was that, and my parents were just like, look, when we kind of like censor some stuff when you were like younger, like 3, 5. Like obviously, you're not gonna watch like a Terminator movie when you're 3 years old or anything
scare
like
the
that.
shit out of you.
Yeah. Like didn't help that I saw Child's Play when I was a kid, and I had a fucking one of those like My Buddy things like sitting in my closet.
Oh Jesus, really?
And my older brother was a dick one night with a babysitter. Just like see this like little thing like walking in the hallway, and like they they grab the legs and they're holding it up and whatnot. They're like, Andy, good night.
Oh my god.
I was like, you guys are dicks.
How old were you?
I want to say I was like 5 or 6.
Wow.
I was pretty young.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
I was
young
pretty
to be fucking with you like that on that level.
Look, considering my older brother was a fucking bully my whole life, I mean, it's not really surprising now.
I was gonna ask you which brother it was, but it was your older brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was Ben around at that? How long after you did Ben come into the picture?
A little less than 2 years.
Okay, I knew you guys were pretty close. Like all three of you were pretty close in age, but
yeah, because I was born June of '84, and he was born May of '86, so about 2 years.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, a little less than 2 years.
But he would have been too young to be fucking with
Yeah.
you. If you're 5 or 6, he's not gonna be fucking with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Man, that's shitty.
yeah, it is.
I had a somewhat traumatic experience when I was younger from something far less sinister, which was I had this doll of the Genie from Aladdin, and he was in like this Hawaiian garb or whatever. And I had on my bed, I had this headrest that had like, it was like a bookshelf or whatever that you could put like books and shit in, and I had the Genie and a bunch of stuffed animals like up on top of it. And one night I was laying in bed and he just fell flat over onto me, like, and his head met my head. So I opened my eyes and the first thing I see is Genie like in my face like this, and I was just like, ah, what the fuck? So that was the Genie was banished for a while from bedside because he was too frightening.
Just see the nightmares about that, like, Bruce, never had a friend like me.
Robin Williams.
I don't want
Robin
a friend
Williams.
Like you. I don't want a friend like you. Fuck off.
Yeah, seriously. Oh. I could never watch or listen to Robin Williams the same way for years. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say you've never watched Aladdin.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh man. Oh,
but that wasn't someone fucking with me. That was just gravity fucking with me.
It might have been ghosts.
Could have been.
It was just like, watch this.
Right.
What the hell? Never had a friend like me. God damn.
Ah! See, told you it was funny.
Look at him. He wet himself. We're the mattress, buddy.
Oh man.
Kind of begs the question though. Like, let's say ghosts are real. Like, let's say you die, become a ghost. Would that be like your sole purpose of your afterlife? Is just like go around and just kind of fuck with people?
I don't know. Because they say like there's so many different theories about like why, like if ghosts exist, like why they would exist, like unfinished business or whatever the fuck. Like maybe some of them do just want to hang around and fuck with people. What do we know, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally don't believe in ghosts. I feel like I you know, if everybody and everything that died, they're all gonna stick around and like watch our boring dumbasses. I don't think so.
Yeah, like this is the worst reality TV show ever.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Like you got to leave the cast. Like just you go. You're done.
Well, to be fair, there was that one moment where the kid shit himself from the Genie falling on his face. But apart from that, not so great.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. I don't. What about that time we haunted that house and they made like 4 movies out of it? That was kind of fun. I mean, one of them did shit himself, I think, right? Well, so one person died in a car accident. Yeah, that was kind of funny at the time, but I mean,
Or it's like Inside Out, where Sadness like, remember that funny movie where the dog dies? Like, oh God. If you haven't seen Inside Out, man, it is a pretty funny and good movie.
I really haven't. Like the only alluring thing for that is Lewis Black voicing Anger, but I'm like, that's kind of casting, but I understand it.
Yeah. He's not in it very much though, I'll say, but when he is in it, it's pretty funny. We could use that curse word, I know. It's a good one.
Oh man, it's kind of funny. Like just like hearing like cameos, like almost like cameos in like other shows that like you don't expect to hear somebody like. Like he actually was a guest voice in an episode of the Ninja Turtle series that came out in 2012.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. Like I remember like it came out and I was like, you know what, man, I'll check it out. It's on demand. What the fuck? I'll check it out. I get like 3 episodes in. He's in the 3rd episode. I was like, fuck, Lewis Black's in a Ninja Turtle cartoon? Fucking A, that's awesome.
That's cool. Who does he play?
He plays like some angry New Yorker that like finds turtles on the roof and like just keeps keeps pissing Raphael off. He's like, oh, look at this. The frog is insulting me and pointing salad tongs at me. So it's about like this, like the whole episode is like Raph trying to like overcome his anger issues and whatnot. And it was kind of cool. I like that.
That is pretty cool.
So like, yeah, leave it to the producer to be like, okay, who can we get to playing an annoying New Yorker that can piss off Raph? And we can get Scott Baio. We don't want to go that far. I mean, it's a kid's cartoon. What about Lewis Black? You think he wouldn't curse for us? Like maybe for outtakes.
Hey, if Joe Pesci could avoid cursing for Home Alone, I think Lewis Black could keep it in.
Dude, I would love to see the outtakes of Joe Pesci on Home Alone.
Yeah, fucking shit.
What the fuck? We're getting picked on by this fucking 10-year-old kid? This fucking guy?
Cut, Joe. PG, buddy.
Yeah, PG stands for pretty goddamn pissed off. This kid's swinging a fucking paint can at my head. I burned my fucking hand on the doorknob, and I can't do anything because it's a PG movie.
I look like a goddamn chicken.
I was in Casino, for fuck's sake. You remember that shit with De Niro? My legacy is already complete.
Oh, man. Yeah, that would be awesome. There's actually there's a couple who lived like across the street from the house in that time when they were making the movie, and they posted up a bunch of footage from like when they were making the movie, because I guess like the guys would come and visit and shit from time to time. But like it was literally like the house that they were filming at was literally like across the street from where they lived, so they had like daily access to all those people basically. It's pretty cool.
Just imagine like one of those videos of just Joe Pesci just like standing on the sidewalk, just shooting the shit with them, just smoking cigarettes. Like, wasn't good, fucking Goodfellas.
Putting a cigarette out on Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, it's like fucking. I've fallen so fucking far off fucking grace here.
Go visit Michael Jackson, you piece of shit.
Like he's got to stand up on his tippy toes to fucking put the cigarette out because he's so short.
Oh shit! Get down here, kid. What's the matter with you being so tall?
Oh, your parents are in charge of your money. Oh yeah, it's great advice. Yeah, keep doing that.
Oh fuck. I want to know like what Kevin Smith's beef with Home Alone is, because he has that line in Dogma, and I don't know if it's really true or not, but like Salma Hayek has that thing about, except for that one with the kid and the burglars breaking in, and somebody had to sell their soul off to get the grosses up on that piece of shit. I'm like, whoa, what's wrong with Home Alone, man?
Oh,
I mean, it is pretty like cheesy and stupid and, you know, very mainstream and whatever, but like it's entertaining. I don't know, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of those things where he's just like, where he's just like, hey, look, man, if a kid's like home alone, like he's gonna be cursed. Like he knows he's not gonna get in trouble. He's gonna curse his brains out.
Well, yeah, he's already taking the trouble to like eat ice cream whenever he wants, watch whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, why wouldn't he go whole hog?
Exactly.
Yeah, but no, he ends up actually being more responsible.
Yeah, and it's like I don't fucking buy that.
No, he would sit around play Nintendo, just like any other 10-year-old would at that time.
Yeah.
Nintendo was out then, right? Yeah, it was like 90, right? Late 89, 90. Nintendo was out by then.
Yeah, I want to say that was like, yeah, Nintendo I think came out like 88.
Yeah.
87 around there, and then Home Alone I think came out in 1990, 91, something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he would have been playing Nintendo for sure, or Atari or whatever the fuck he had.
And not only that, man, but like not only would he have had Nintendo, he would have had a fucking library of fucking games and accessories for the damn thing. You really think about it, like, so it's that whole extended family, which there was like what, maybe 20 of them going on a fucking trip that Kevin's parents were paying for.
Yeah, seriously, they were fucking loaded. They must have been.
Yeah. Like they have fuck you money.
Like what did they even do? Did they talk about that at all? Like what the parents? Not like it's interesting or a plot point or anything, but like,
no,
what
they never
the
talked.
fuck?
No, they never talked about like what the dad did or what the mom did. I'm assuming the mom was like a professional Karen or something, but
pick up.
She has the look, man. Like, fight me on this. Like,
And
she
the
has
rage. And the rage
like-
for it.
Like, she has that look of like, you see her walking into a store, you're like, oh, shit's going down. Fuck.
Yeah. My problem with her with Catherine O'Hara is that I can't separate her different characters. Like, 'cause she's the mom in like so many things. She's the mom in Killers, Beetlejuice, fucking like Home Alone. She is just the mom. Like, so it all just kind of rubs together in my head. So she ends up being like an alcoholic, art obsessed, like wacko who I don't know. Like I just mix all of her characters together, man.
Yeah.
Catherine O'Mom, Mom O'Hara,
Karen O'Hara.
Karen O'Hara. Yeah.
But yeah, man, she's just got that look. Like if you're a retail worker and you see her walking in, you're just like, oh fuck, here we go.
I'm sure she's a peach though.
I'm sure she is, but
Like-
I'm just saying, like going on like look alone, you're just like, oh fuck,
Here it comes.
here we go. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't have to open her mouth or anything. You're just like, fuck, here we go again.
We're gonna have an argument over dish towels. I just know it.
Yep.
We don't
she's
have them
gonna-
in stock. I know. She's gonna hate me for it. Here we go.
yep, she's gonna ask me to check in the back when there is no fucking back of the store. She's gonna ask me for corporate's number. How come we don't have this shade of blue on the fucking shelves? Or how come we don't have this on the shelves? Or how come we don't have this?
How dare you not cater to colorblind people?
Yeah.
You son
you
of a
guys-
bitch.
Do you know who I am? I spend so much money here. Like, yes, and we're all very proud of you. Yes, congratulations.
We made a special card just for you. It's called the fuck you.
Congratulations, you're a little Costco urban achiever. And proud we are of all of you.
Yes. Oh man.
Like those kind of beg the question though of like, I mean, you've worked in retail. Like, do you ever have to like deal with a Karen at all, or?
I'm sure. I mean, it's been a while since I've worked in retail. I mean, you always get like unreasonable people, you know? Like I don't think there's any shortage of unreasonable people. I can't say I've ever had someone just like lose their shit on me in a big bad way for the most part. I did have a guy recently call me who was like, "I got this fucking machine. It's fucking broken and I don't know what the shit is going." He was just like cursing up a storm, but he was in the middle of it like, "It's not your fault, but what the fuck?" And so it's like, so it didn't come off as being like Karen-ish, or what's the male version? I don't remember. We talked about this.
I think it's like Chad's. Or
Chad, yeah. So he didn't come off as a Chad because at least he was acknowledging, like, listen, this isn't you. But at the same time, he was kind of a bit having a fit over it. But
Yeah, which I always love that move. Like, you know, I'm gonna curse at you for like 20 minutes, and in the middle, like, but I mean, it's not your fault. You know, don't
Yeah.
think I'm taking it out on you, but like,
well, then
you
what do
kind of are.
Yeah. So like, what is this then?
Like this is above my fucking pay grade, above my fucking therapist pay grade.
Yeah. Seriously. So I've certainly dealt with difficult people, but I can't ever really remember someone just having like a total meltdown on me. No, thank God. I mean,
Yeah. I had a lot of people like have a meltdown when I was working at I guess I can say it now because I'm fucking gone there, but AAA.
mhm.
It was mostly like Karens by phone and whatnot.
The Karen hotline.
Yeah, like there were people like they were really unfucking reasonable about shit.
Yeah.
Like we would, the middle of like a snowstorm, they would be at their home, and they're like, "My car's not starting. I need a jump start." Okay, we're gonna have somebody out there to you in about an hour. Well, why can't they get here sooner? Ma'am, look outside of your window. That white stuff that's falling is not cocaine.
If it were, you could sniff it, get yourself plowed out quicker, and get
It
to
is
where
not a
you're
filter
going.
on Snapchat.
It's not a filter on Snapchat.
When you look out your window, you're not seeing a fucking TikTok video. That is snow. And if you look on the road, chances are that snow is going to be on the fucking road. And it's either going to be slushy or it's going to be ice. We cannot fucking just like, we don't have Maseratis like just rolling around here fucking 1,000 miles a goddamn hour with rocket engine boosters out of the fucking back because you need a jump start and you're at home.
Right. Like, I get it. Like, people calling into that shit, they have, like, an emergency, or at least a perceived emergency. But the thing, like, in this case, and I think in most cases, there's another out. Like, in this case, if you're already home and you're trying to get somewhere, okay, yeah, like, maybe the truck can't get to you for a little while, but you know what the alternative is? Call a fucking taxi. Like, there's call an Uber, call some alternate mode of transportation. Do they not exist? Of course they fucking do. Like, come on. And I mean, that's gonna take a little bit too, but I mean,
But not only that, but like if you're that fucking desperate to get a jump start within like 5 minutes, go talk to a neighbor.
yeah.
Chances
Seriously.
are there's like at least like a couple houses around you. At least one of them's got to have a set of jumper cables in their trunk.
Right. A lot of
And I'm
people
sure
just jump to the irrational and unreasonable really quick, especially in pressure cooker situations. And I think,
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of the nature of that job. Is you're kind of answering a lot of pressure cooker situations.
But I mean, I look at it this way: is like, okay, you know, we'll take a situation of like, okay, somebody has like a flat tire, they're at home. You know, this is not life or death.
No.
You're gonna be, you know, you're probably gonna be late for an appointment, or you know, you're going to the store to get some groceries. The grocery store's still gonna fucking be there.
Right.
Like all the shit that you're planning on, like it's still going to be there. You know, and if this is for like a doctor's appointment or, you know, you got to go pick up medication, like, okay, I get it. But here's the thing. The pharmacist will hang on to your medication. You should have already like a fucking allocated for like at least a week's worth before you called in the fucking refill.
That's another thing too, is a lot of people want to take out their irresponsibility on somebody else because, oh yeah, you know, I probably should have called this in a week ago, but I forgot, so you're just gonna have to make up for my stupidity. Like,
yeah.
No, like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's like, I do get customers like that who are like, well, you know, I should have called, someone was supposed to call this in and they didn't, so now I need service today. It's like, why is that our problem?
Yeah.
Like, so
like
we charge like additional fees or in some cases for same day service. So it's like, good, goddamn right we do, because you get people like that who are like, oh, you know, I wasn't prepared for my own shit. I'm a moron basically. So please help me now. And it's like, listen, dude, we got better shit to do than cater to your dumb ass.
Yeah.
So.
And it's like, not only that, like even if it was for like, let's say a doctor's appointment or something like that, you can call up the doctor's appointment and just say like, hey, I'm going to be a little bit late for my appointment, or, you know, I'm not sure what time AAA is going to be here. You know, can we, you know, reschedule it for like tomorrow or next week or something like that? They're usually accommodating for that.
Yeah.
But no, instead I got the fucking bullseye on my chest and fucking like, nope, I'm going to unleash on you because you're not going to be here in 5 minutes like I want you to. Like, what does the cost of my membership go to anyways? It's like, well, it goes to fucking pay everybody to keep this shit going.
Right.
Like, I remember the orientation, they were telling us, like, you know, like, road service is, like, the only thing we actually lose money on.
Really?
Apparently.
That's interesting. How do they make money?
They make money from everything else, like the travel departments and...
Membership fees, I guess.
Membership fees, DMV services, you know, just pretty much everything else.
Huh, interesting.
It's like, you really think about it, like the cost of like manufacturing and, you know, delivering the batteries, and the cost of having their own trucks and whatnot, cost of gas, cost of people to have them, like to have people go out, the cost of having people to dispatch the call, to take the information, supervisors and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all that shit adds up.
Yeah, it's a lot of overhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, like, you keep doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's like, well, you know what else is the right thing to do?
To cancel memberships when people start getting fucking douchey.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
or at least some kind of punishment. Maybe not outright cancel the membership, but like,
no, but at least like
something.
Like, yeah, exactly. Just something.
Suspend them, issue them a fine. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Tell them they dress funny. Their mom dresses them funny. I don't know.
Fucking, I don't know. You have somebody go to their house and fucking kick them in the dick. I don't know, but.
I'm here to issue you your kick in the dick.
Are you Magnolia fan 05?
Why, yes, huh?
But yeah, like I even remember, like I was talking to a supervisor about that, because that's kind of like when I had that whole like fucking breakdown and whatnot. And I was just like, we gotta do something. They're like, well, they're like, you know, what do you suggest we do? And you know what would be kind of like the stopping point? I'm like, well, I don't know what the stopping point is, but you should at least do something. You know, not to compare it to something, you know, more heinous like a school shooting, but it's like, oh, you know, if only we could do something about that. Well, it's like, well, you can, but you're choosing not to. Because you're putting, like, even if you had a system set up where like all the calls were recorded, you know, they're trying it for training and quality purposes. Which I gotta say is quick right turn for a quick second. Somebody pointed out, it's like, you know, your customer service talk is kind of like baby talk for Karen. So I was like, son of a bitch, they're right.
It kind of is. Yeah, you got to soothe the Karen So just okay. I
I'm sorry to
understand.
hear about that, ma'am. How can I be of assistance
Yeah,
today?
I'm very sorry you feel that way. That's
Would you
so
like to help?
patronizing.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh man. So
Um,
yeah, we record every call too. Not only that, they've recently installed software to record our screen when we're in a call, so they can see what we're doing too.
I mean, thankfully they didn't do that when I was there, but
Yeah, it's like wow, okay.
yeah. But I was like, look, even if you guys have like a system, like you guys record every fucking call, even if you had a system where it's like, okay, let us know what the call number is, we'll listen to the call, and we're gonna take the appropriate actions. Like if you stepped out of bounds, like yeah, we're gonna punish you.
Mm-hmm.
If they step out of bounds, yes, we will punish them for that.
That's the
But
thing,
it's-
though. Corporate America will never punish their customers because they're customers and they're always right, and that's the problem. Is like on one hand, I get that, but the customer is not always right, and when they're abusive, they are most certainly not right, and there should be some sort of if you're abusive in any other circumstance, there's generally some sort of repercussion for that. So why is it okay for customers to be abusive towards people that are supposed to be serving them? Like that's the one area in society where it's okay for abuse to take place, and it's fucked up and backwards. And it's just and it's all in the pursuit of more money because we don't want to ruffle the feathers of people who are lining our pockets. It's like, come on, is that our highest value? Is money? Ugh, how disgusting.
Yeah, and look, it's like I get it. Yeah, you want to make money. I want to make money. I want to be able to afford an apartment. I want to be able to afford food on my table. I want to be able to afford to go out to a movie. I want to be able to afford my car so I can keep coming to work to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely get it. But if your employees are telling you like, hey, something over here is fucked, thoughts and prayers, buddy.
Yeah.
It's like, don't fucking like don't breathe in one breath. It's telling me like, oh, all of our employees are there. We value our employees and we take great care of them, and then the next breath be like, oh, I'm sorry, somebody's abusing you. Well, sorry, we're not going to do anything about it. Well, tough shit.
Right. I mean, here's the thing. That job is automatically going to be susceptible to more abuse because of the nature of the job. So if you have to accept that people are probably going to be more likely to be abusive, these kinds of customers are more likely to be abusive, and that there's nothing you can do about that, then the only thing you can do, if you don't want to punish the people who are the customers who are going to be like that, the only thing you can really do in that case, if that's your mentality, is to do something more for the workers, to maybe give them some more time off, or to give them, like, I don't know, time off the phones, if not time off to do some other work that's valuable, or something, like maybe pay for their mental health benefits of some kind, or have some sort of program. Like, I don't know, there's any number of things you could do to try to support employees' mental wellness that I don't think would really cost all that much, that or be all that difficult. That, I mean, if you're accepting that, okay, we can't punish the customers and we can't stop them from being the way they are, then at least do something for your employees to offset all of that shit. And I feel like a lot of, especially those kinds of places, they just don't give a fuck.
Which they would also counter, like, oh, well, I mean, last Friday we were walking around, we were giving everybody popsicles because it was a hot day outside. It's like, well, we work in an air-conditioned fucking building in which no customers see us, and you won't let us fucking wear jeans for whatever fucking reason.
Right. I don't think they understand the psychology of, like, it needs to be related to, or it's better if it's related to the thing directly, because if you're like, I get a popsicle because I'm working, it's like, where's the correlation there? Like, I don't...
Like, oh, it's the start of the NFL season. You guys can wear a jersey to work today. Like,
oh boy.
Like, whoopty shit.
Yeah, that does nothing for actual mental wellness.
Yeah,
it makes you a little more physically comfortable that day, but besides that, whoop-de-doo.
Like, okay. Yeah, it's like, great. Okay, I can wear a fucking 49ers jersey to work. Guess what? When I go home, I'm going to be fucking crying into it because I can't fucking take this anymore.
Right. Me wearing a 49ers jersey is not going to stop that person from telling me to go fuck myself. So, how did this help? Yeah, thanks for the popsicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just don't get it, or I don't know, or they don't care. It's hard to tell.
I'm thinking it's the latter, but I remember like the exit interview, like there was no like person to person thing because it was all during COVID and whatnot. So they sent out an email to like oh, just follow this link and you do the exit interview this way and whatnot. And like I fucking took them to task with everything. I was like, you guys, you don't give it. Like I can sit, like I still have the fucking screen captures on my phone. So every now and then I look back on it and I was like, you know what? It may not have done anything, but I felt so much better after I did it.
Yeah. Catharsis is a powerful thing, man.
Yeah. And then I didn't fucking then I had like the work at home computer. I didn't return that until like maybe like December-ish, I think.
Oh man.
And like I left that job in like late August, early September.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm pretty sure like I probably could have kept it and they wouldn't have like fucking done anything because I was like, oh shit, we didn't even realize you were fucking we didn't realize you were part of that program. I'm like, dude, I was one of the 5 pilots on that fucking program.
You're just
like,
a number.
Yeah, just a number. Like I'm just like it's the CM Punk pipe bomb. It's like I'm just a spoke on the wheel.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the thing is they do very much view you as well. If you don't want to be here, then there's the door. There's someone else waiting for you. Especially nowadays, how many people would be banging down the door for a job? Like, yeah, that's kind of the problem. And I mean, my job tells me, I feel like they really do value me, and they do tell me very often, like, you are so critical to this team, and I feel like they are being at least somewhat genuine, but at the same time, I do know in the back of my mind that, hey, at the end of the day, I'm totally expendable, because it's not like I'm doing anything that someone else can't necessarily do. I might be doing it better than other people do, but it doesn't mean that there's other people who can't do it. So at the end of the day, like, you're still expendable, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll say this on 2 things. Number 1, when it comes to this podcast, you are not fucking expendable. You're not.
I don't know. I'd argue that. No, I'm just kidding.
You can argue it all you want. I mean,
I'm so replaceable.
I'm just gonna tell you you're fucking wrong all day, but that's not gonna do anything for either of us. Now, is it?
Yeah, it might. No. Oh man.
But I mean, second, it's just like that's true with like any job that you go to, be it working at Walmart or you're working as like a stockbroker or just whatever it is. Like you're just a number. You're not an employee to anybody.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
You're a number. That's
unless it's a really small like thing, Like
I would even argue like a mom and pop shop. Like you're just you're there. Like you don't want this job to come in and replace you.
There are very few companies that feel like they're actually like a familial thing. It's pretty rare. But
like I will say, like just harkening back to like last week's podcast, we were talking about like the pissed off people at fucking donut shop and whatnot. When the owner was like, look, anybody verbally abuses you again, he's like, come and get me. I will talk to them. He's like, I'll take care of the situation. I'm just like, fucking, like they do exist.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
People do care.
I was like, I looked at this guy like it was a fucking unicorn. I was like, I mean, I don't know whether to fucking like hug you or just like be amazed that you're there or like take pictures because nobody will fucking believe this happened.
Oh man. Well, I mean, you got to think about it this way too. Like, to be fair, Alley's is in a much better place to be able to refuse service to people. They're still going to lose in much the same. And in fact, it's arguable that Alley's would stand to lose more by turning away customers because they're a much smaller company than AAA is. But at the same time, AAA, like, they can't really turn people away. They're an emergency service. Alley's is just selling donuts. So, you can't tell someone who's calling in because they just got into a car wreck to go fly a fucking kite. You can tell someone who's coming in to buy a donut, listen, you're not getting your fucking donut today. So
I mean,
it's a little bit different.
I mean, that's true. But I mean, I do remember there was a news story that came out years ago. AAA actually canceled somebody's membership because they used it too many times.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like they got to do something, whether it's, punishing a customer for being, like in this case, if they're using the account too much or whatever, then yeah, I mean, punish them. Or if they're being abusive towards a representative or a member of the company, then yeah, punish them somehow. And if you're not going to do that, then be better to your employees. I mean,
yeah, it's like I remember like when I was working at Home Depot, like one of the things they harped on was like, oh, hey, you take care of the employees take care of the customer, and the rest takes care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, that would be good if you actually practiced it.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's sort of like the theory of trickle-down economics, where it's like, yeah, well, if we give a lot of money to the people at the top, it'll spread down to the people at the bottom, won't it? And how many has that ever worked? No, the people at the top keep it.
No, like it's never fucking worked.
Right. The people at the top keep it, and the people at the bottom continue to stay fucked. So
Yeah, but hey, the stock market's doing great, so hey, we got that right.
we can bail it out. How miraculous.
Yeah, it's fucking. So, I mean, I vaguely remember this story. I was trying to look it up so I don't like misquote anything like that. But basically, what ended up happening was it was this woman and like 3 of her kids or something like that, and they had the basic level of membership, which again, harkening back to that training, each member, at least in the territory that I was servicing, you got 4 service calls for the membership year. That's it.
Okay.
You know, like let's say you and Liz have a membership, and like you're out of calls. As long as Liz is there and she has an active membership, we can use her membership as one of her calls. That's fine.
Cool.
They apparently used. I forget like how many fucking calls that they had used, but they kept fucking calling, and like trying to use like their membership to get more tows and get more whatnot. And they were like, well, wait, we thought this was an emergency service and we got unlimited of these. Like, no, that's not how that fucking works. It's like after that 4th call, then
it's
you
not
have to
endless.
pay. No, it's not endless. And by the time I left, like what I'll tell you this, man. For a not-for-profit organization, when I first started there, anytime you used your membership over the 4 service calls, there was a fee of $35 for each call.
Damn.
And you would get down to the basic level membership, as you know, if you were like Plus or Premier or whatever have you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you were basic, it's like okay, you still get the 3 miles of towing, whatever. Fuck. By the time I left, which was about 3.5 years after I first started, it went up to $75. And it's like, guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I get it's kind of a way to kind of dissuade a member, you know, from using that shit too much and whatnot. But like, it's still like we're getting people pissed off and whatnot because like, oh no, well I talked to to a manager about this and they said it was okay. Like, okay, well great. Who did you talk to? I don't know. Like, you don't write that shit down or like
seriously.
And dude, it got so fucking problematic because like we had a department for upset members. It's called like member relations or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime we had an irate member, talking about like a previous service call or they're pissed off about something, it's like, okay, let me transfer you to them because they have the authority to like help fix this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they had fucking like nerves of steel working in that fucking department. I gotta give it to them.
I'm sure. I mean, their job is basically to talk someone off of the ledge, essentially.
Yeah. But it got to a point where like, oh hey, somebody transferred this person to member relations. We don't do this. Like, what do you mean you don't do that? Like, this is your whole fucking thing. Yeah, that's another thing. You have to talk to a supervisor. And then they would just transfer the member over without saying anything. It's like, you fucking assholes.
Wow.
Dude, at one point, I just stopped caring. Like, okay, we'll send you right over to member relations. Before I even connect with somebody, transfer them right over. I was just like, I don't fucking want to deal with this shit anymore. Like, fuck this.
Yeah, seriously. And when you get to that point, that's when you know it's time to tap out. When you're just like, you know what, I just don't give a fuck anymore. It's like, all right, I gotta find something else.
The time to tap out, like the time that I really like thought I was like I have to leave was, like, I wasn't even in the parking lot yet, and I was already having like a fucking panic attack, just like driving to work, and I was like, fuck, I really don't want to fucking be here. Like, it's kind of like. It's like kind of like going to school and you get picked on by the bully every day. Like at some point you're just gonna break down. You're just gonna be like, why the fuck am I coming here? Like nobody's doing anything about this.
Mm-hmm.
And if I try and do anything about it, like I'm fired. I'm done.
Right. It's funny because I had a moment like that when I was a kid, and you mentioned the Sweet Chin music earlier, so these two things kind of go together. But when I was a kid, I used to get bullied a fair bit by this kid, Anthony Antonucci, who, and then one day I feigned a stomach problem to stay home from school, and my mom totally smelled my bullshit. She was like, what's wrong? Why don't you want to go to school? And after prodding whatever, I told her, Anthony's beating me up all the time, and I don't want to go to school, basically. And she was like, well, if he hits you, and we talked about this, I think, last podcast, where don't start the fight, but if he hits you, hit him back. Yeah, finish it, hit him back. So sure enough, after that, I went to school that day, and the next time he fucked with me, I don't think it was that day, but the next time he fucked with me, I gave him a sweet chin music right to the face, and I made that motherfucker bleed, and he never fucked with me again. But his dad actually called my mom and was like, do you realize that your kid kicked my kid in the face and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, do you realize that your son has been, beating the shit out of my son and that he kicked him in the face because of that? Like, fuck you. So it was pretty awesome, man. But that's kind of how I learned, like, to stand up for myself and, not take shit from people. Not don't try not to be the aggressor, but certainly don't take shit from people.
Exactly. Well, like, I even remember, like, the first time I got suspended from school was because I got into a fight on the bus on the way to school. This one guy is being fucking annoying as fuck. Like, he's sitting down next to me, like, hey, how's it going? Just that really, like, bullshit fucking attitude. Like, they're just fucking with you. They're just trying to get a... Just like, fuck, I'm going to ignore this fucking kid. I'm just looking out the window the whole fucking time. Next thing I know, I feel his hand on the back of my head. Wham! Right into a fucking window.
Oh.
I do... For a fat kid, I was pretty damn quick to turn around and kick the shit out of him. Like, still sitting down, like, I'm turning around and just punching him right in the fucking face. I'm actually, like, kicking this kid, too. I'm like, what the fuck, you?
Oh, man.
Dude, we get to the school. The bus driver is dragging me by the fucking arm to the principal's office.
Holy shit.
I call my fucking, my mom to, like, come and pick me up and whatnot. And, just like, it's that whole wait till your dad gets home, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. So, my dad gets home. We have to sit down and talk about it. And they said, okay, what happened? I told them what happened. And, my dad's like, all right, so you didn't start the fight. I said, no. He goes, all right. He's like, look, don't make it an everyday thing. He's like, but if somebody is picking on you, yeah, stand up for yourself. Don't take any shit from that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, fucking A, man. Like, I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I felt kind of, like, empowered a little bit. I was like, fucking A. Like, this is, like, it's okay. It's okay. Fight back.
Yeah, because you justification.
Yeah.
But before that, you're definitely a little bit like, well, shit, I don't know if I should really, fuck with somebody or not. Like,
yeah, because I was like, well, shit, I'm going to get in trouble. My parents are going to get pissed off. And
Right.
Like, they were a little pissed off that, like, you got suspended from school for fighting. Like, yeah, we're not exactly happy about it, but given the circumstances, like, we're proud that you stood up for yourself.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever gotten suspended or anything from school. I've gotten, like, detention, but I don't think I've ever gotten suspended or expelled.
Goddamn, dude. Like, I never got expelled, like, thankfully, but, like, if I got into a fight at school, like, nowadays, oh, fuck yeah, I probably would have been expelled, like, a long time ago.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, too. Like, could you imagine what it's like going to school now? And if there were a fight, what would happen? Like, you'd probably get kicked out, right? I mean, people are so sensitive to shit, like...
Well, they have, like, that zero tolerance policy. It's like, well, look, we don't care who started the fight or whatnot. It's like, dude, this guy's been fucking bullying me for fucking months now. I've come to you about this, and you've done nothing.
Right. Like, I certainly don't think that violence is the answer, but at the same time, just because someone fights, like, you don't know, like, you have to know the whole story. Maybe someone in that fight, like, obviously, someone was the aggressor and someone wasn't. So to treat them both the same is pretty unfair, but...
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I kind of subscribe to, like, the D. Snyder kind of method of, like, dealing with a bully. And that, like, if I ever had a kid, and let's say this kid's getting picked on in school, I would tell him, like, okay, here's what we're doing. We're going to put a hit on this kid's head. In the sense of, like, look, no. Like, we're not saying, like, go fucking kill him or anything.
Well, no, but still. Jesus, Andy.
Well, hit's probably the wrong word. Like, let's put a bounty on his head.
He's on the list.
Yeah, he's you made the list, jackass. Yeah. But I would tell him, like, listen, this kid fucks with you again. If they put their fucking hands on you, like, we've gone to the school about this before.
Mm-hmm.
They've done nothing. If this kid puts their fucking hands on you, like, you don't start anything, but if they put their fucking hands on you and you kick the shit, like, whether you kick the shit out of them or not, but if you stand up for yourself, even if you get, like, one good fucking punch and that's it, we'll go to the school. We'll tell them, like, look, we've come to you guys about this shit. for we don't know how long. You've done nothing but sit on your asses and shove your thumbs up there so you can practically pick your nose with your thumb. You've done nothing about this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we will deal with our child at home, but you guys are not punishing him here. And as we take him out, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, you remember that toy that you wanted? You know, that video game that you really wanted? Yeah, good. Let's go to the store. Let's pick it up.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We live in kind of a weird society, man. Everybody's really sensitive about shit, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think that kind of a nice tie into what you wanted to talk about today, too.
Well, actually, I think you brought it up originally, but I was just kind of confirming. But yeah,
we finally got there.
we finally got there.
Now we're into the podcast. But yeah, man, I was kind of conflicted about this, in the sense of like for those who don't know what we're talking about, we should probably talk about.
I was gonna say, what is this? Sir? I think you texted me about it. I mean, I'd heard about it before, but you sort of texted me the deal.
Yeah, like it was the situation surrounding Marilyn Manson, and that I believe it was Evan Rachel Wood basically named him as her abuser, which apparently people had figured out when she had given like her testimony and whatnot, like years ago, because they're like, look, the timelines match up. Like she was in a relationship with this guy from this time to this time. Like it's him. And like there have been people like coming on both sides of that too. Like Dita, what was her name? Dita Von Teese.
Yeah.
Like his wife.
And Rose McGowan, I think.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything with Rose McGowan. I can only speak for like Dita Von Teese. Well, not speak for her, but I can only speak about that because I read that article. Basically, she said like, look, if this was the kind of thing, I would not have married him. Like, I ended the marriage because of drug abuse and infidelity. And it's like, well, okay, that's still like drug abuse. Like, I don't think anybody's really surprised at, but like the infidelity and whatnot, like, you're kind of a dick, dude.
Yeah. But I mean, but that's not necessarily saying that he was abusive towards her. But I got I think it was, I'm pretty sure I saw that Rose McGowan put it on like Twitter or somewhere that like she stood behind Evan Rachel Wood. I don't think she necessarily intimated that she was the victim of any kind of abuse or anything. But a lot of people have definitely been coming out in support of Evan Rachel Wood in this whole thing.
Like there have been people coming out in support of her, and there's also been people that have been coming out in support of Well, I haven't seen too many in support of Manson, but
me neither.
Like one of the big ones that I saw was Trent Reznor basically telling this guy to fuck off.
I saw him and I saw Wes Borland, and the thing that got me about Borland is basically because like Borland apparently was like, this dude's fucked up, and I've been at the house, and I've not saying like I knew about this, but almost saying I knew about this, which begs the question, like, why didn't you say something about, like, that's one thing is all these people who are coming out now who are like, yeah, he's an asshole, like, why didn't you say something? Like, I can understand why the victim doesn't want to say anything, because there's a lot that's behind that. Like, there's a lot of shame or whatever it is. I can understand why a victim wouldn't necessarily want to come out and be like, yes, I've been abused and it's Marilyn Manson. Like, I get that. But if you're witness to it, what have you got to lose by saying, like, yo, this guy's a douchebag, he's abusing this chick? Like, what have you got to lose in that situation exactly?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, to be fair, at least with, like, Trent Reznor, I can, like he's separated himself from Manson years ago.
He did.
So I don't exactly see him go over to Manson's house for a fucking barbecue or anything. But
no.
But his statement that he came out with was, "I've been vocal over the years about my dislike of Manson as a person and cut ties with him nearly 25 years ago. As I said at the time, the passage from Manson's memoir is a complete fabrication. I was infuriated and offended back when it came out and remain so today." And like what he's talking about is this is all from an article on The Guardian, by the way. The book's passage is from an unpublished 1995 Manson interview with Empyrean magazine. Publisher note in the book explains the interview was never printed in Empyrean because the magazine publishers believed that the magazine had followed unethical interview procedures in order to extract information from Mr. Manson. But he's saying that, like in the autobiography, The Long Hard Road Out of Hell, which I had a copy of. Manson was talking about that he and Reznor sexually assaulted a heavily intoxicated woman. And it's like, well, sexually assaulted? Don't you mean fucking raped?
But I think I think the reason Trent had an issue with that is because he's like I didn't do that basically.
Yeah, like that didn't happen.
Yeah. I don't
And-
know, man. It's definitely fucked up. And I mean, I have to admit, like we have that the live DVD of Marilyn Manson Guns, God, and Government tour.
Yeah, I think I have that around here too. But...
And there's a section towards the end where I think he's playing Lunchbox or like one of the last songs or something. He goes out into the crowd and he gets this chick up on stage, and just the way he is with her, I'll be honest, like watching it then, watching it now, it honestly kind of makes me uncomfortable. Like even before I knew any of that, like it's still like watching that, I'm like, dude, you're getting a little too touchy with this random chick from the crowd, dude.
Yeah, and like. And like the one thing that's kind of annoyed me too is like everybody's like, oh, it's cancel culture. It's cancel culture. Like, no, not really. Like,
well, I kind of, in a way, I mean, because I definitely don't think that people should be supporting him necessarily. But where I draw the line is like, okay, so let me ask you this: are you gonna stop listening to Marilyn Manson now?
it's definitely going to be uncomfortable to listen to the guy, so I'm probably going to stop listening to it. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't listen to a lot of Manson these days anyway in the first place, but
You have no dog in that fight.
I kind of don't. But at the same time, like if it came on, I wouldn't be like, oh, there's that rapist, I'm going to turn it off. Like, I mean, like when people do shit wrong, then I don't support that. But because I support someone, it does not mean that I support every aspect of their life. Like I like Kurt Cobain and I like Nirvana, but does that mean that I support heroin use? Fuck no. You know?
No, but here's the thing. Let me ask you this. Do you still listen to Bill Cosby?
No, but I would. Like I love himself. That's comedy special himself is fucking hilarious. So I would still admit that he was funny. Well, I guess is. I don't know. He hasn't done anything recently because he's in fucking jail. So, and rightfully so because he deserves it. But at the same time, like that himself special is funny, and I would not deny that simply because he's a douchebag. Like that, it's like we talked off air about this, and I mentioned the Chris Jericho thing. Like,
You mean Chris Benoit?
Chris Benoit. Sorry, where like Chris Benoit obviously did some
stupid. Hey.
All I have to do is open my mouth, man. Stupid.
Hey, man, I got a doozy for you.
Hold my beer. But no, like Chris Benoit. Obviously, I don't think anyone on the planet would say like, "Hey, man, like killing your family, especially your very young son and your wife, and then murdering and then killing yourself. Like that's a really good, noble thing to do." I don't think there's anybody on the earth who would agree that that's a good thing. But at the same,
Maybe Charles Manson.
Maybe Charles Manson. But
it's not exactly a high bar here.
Well, yes. But like at the same time, like he was one of the best wrestlers ever. I mean, like he wrestled in the tribute match that Bret had for his brother Owen. So like, would I not go back and watch that really fantastic match just because of that? Like, no. Does it taint it a little bit? Like when I watch Marilyn Manson or listen to it, or when I listen to Bill Cosby, is there not a part of me in the back of my head that's like, yeah, but at the same time, like I can separate out, because everybody's got flaws, man, and some are bigger than others. And obviously Bill Cosby's obviously got a pretty big one. Marilyn Manson apparently probably has a pretty big one. Chris Benoit obviously had a pretty big one, but at the same time, I can separate that out from the part of that person that it's again, I don't support murder and suicide and all of that, but I do support talent in wrestling. So it's like, what am I going to do? Just because I don't like something about somebody, I'm going to just stop watching them and listening to them and shit? Like, that's my problem with cancel culture, honestly.
Here's the thing. First off, I don't think there's anything as like cancel culture. It's like, I look at it as like, you're facing consequences for your actions.
Mm-hmm.
You can't exactly go rob a bank and then when the police stop you, be like, I'm getting canceled here.
Well, no.
But no, like I'd say there's a big difference between, say, like Bill Cosby and Chris Benoit. Like, for example, like, yes, if you drug a woman and you fucking sexually assault them, rape them, whatever you want to call it, like, yeah, that's fucked up. You kill your family, that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
The big difference for me, though, is if I remember right, they did an autopsy on Chris Benoit, correct?
Yeah, I think so anyway.
if I remember right, they did, and they basically said like he had the brain of like an 85-year-old man because of all the chair shots and flying headbutts and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as like Chris Benoit, like I'm more tended towards like, look, like psychologically, like this guy was beaten to shit.
Yeah.
His brain, like physically, mentally, he was beaten to fucking shit.
But do we know, like, maybe there's something that happened with these other people that would explain away, like, why, like Marilyn Manson? I've read his biography, and he, whether or not some of it's fabricated or not, you could argue, but it sounds or reads like he didn't exactly have a rosy childhood either, and that's not an excuse for someone's behavior. Everyone needs to be accountable for their behavior, no matter what happened. But at the same time, if you're gonna blame Chris Benoit's behavior on the physical shit that happened to him, then it's not so unreasonable to blame Marilyn Manson's behavior on perhaps some psychological damage that happened to him in his past. It doesn't excuse it by any stretch of the imagination, but
no, it absolutely doesn't excuse it.
No, of course it doesn't. But I don't know. But I still don't see. I mean, yes, I agree. People need to pay for their actions, but I think the problem, and in this case, maybe it's not like cancel culture because Marilyn Manson. Well, we haven't yet proven that he's done it, so in a sense, it kind of is. But once it's proven that shit has happened, then yeah, by all means, like stop support of the person if that's what you feel is the necessary punishment. But I think a lot of the problem is we're like, oh, once they're accused, like that's it, we're gonna cancel them, we're gonna stop watching that shit, we're gonna stop supporting it. And it's like, can we wait until all the facts are out? But then you say that it's like, oh, you're denying the victim. It's like, no, I just want all the facts first. Like, I'm not saying that they're wrong, but I don't want to just like accuse someone of being a rapist either. Like, that's kind of bold too, like, I don't know.
Yeah. And again, you also get those moments too where like, Kevin Spacey was accused of, molesting, what was the kid, like 13 or 15, something like that.
Mm.
And then, instead of him coming out and saying like, look, this is misconstrued or blah, 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 blah. He's just like, I'm gay.
Right.
It's like, well, I mean, that's not exactly a good defense for it.
No, completely tone deaf.
Yeah.
Completely tone deaf. Yeah,
And
when you're accused of abuse, then that is not the time to come out as
and
gay.
which, I mean, that's another good example for, do you watch another Kevin Spacey movie and not feel like, yeah, the guy's a good actor, but like, holy Jesus, man.
I'll make this comparison because I know it'll probably make you laugh, and I think it's also pretty accurate. But
Go on.
so let's say, okay, well, I don't want to use who's an actor that I actually like. Well, I was gonna say Tom Cruise, and I was like, I don't really like Tom Cruise. Jeff Bridges. Let's use Jeff Bridges, okay? Because I love me some Jeff Bridges.
No,
Let's say what?
The dude abides, man.
The dude abides. Let's say
He's
there
good.
was some like, oh yeah. Let's say that there's some like viral video that comes out of Jeff Bridges just doing something like really fucking stupid and weird on the internet. Like he lights a fart on fire and ignites like a ring of fire that someone drives a car through, or something like that. Something totally ridiculous, and you wouldn't forget it because you're like, hey, remember that video where Jeff Bridges set his fart on fire and shit? You'd be like, how could I forget, right? Like when I go and watch The Big Lebowski, part of me would be like, hey, that's Jeff Bridges. He lit his fucking asshole on fire, but it still wouldn't change my enjoyment of The Big Lebowski. So it's kind of the same thing. Like, yes, part of me in the back of my mind would be like, man, Kevin Spacey, he said he was gay after fucking a bunch of dudes like who didn't have his consent. But hey, it's fucking, American Beauty, whatever the fuck,
I mean, to be fair though, number one, if fucking Jeff Bridges did that, I would be like, well, fuck, he deserves that. He deserves an Oscar more for that than Crazy Heart. And two, it's just like you watch him as in The Big Lebowski, and you're already laughing anyways. You're just like, well, we know the dude can fucking light his fucking farts on fire too. Like,
yeah, true.
Like, shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Oh man.
So I mean, there's a big difference between like theoretically like lighting a fucking fart on fire and making some goofy viral video, than like having like this reputation of like hey, I just verbally, mentally, physically abuse women.
Yeah.
Like, there was something like that, like yeah, it'd be tough to watch The Big Lebowski.
I don't know if I gotta say, I don't know if it would be tough for me to watch. I mean, I would have that little thing, like I said, it would be sort of the same little thing in the back of my mind that would spring up the like, I have that association of that's that person who did that thing. And in this case, yes, that would be a very horrible thing. But at the same time, like, I'm watching this person not because I agree with what they do in their personal life. I'm watching this person because of what they're doing in their professional life and what I'm seeing on screen. I'm appreciating them for their talent. I don't think that gives anybody carte blanche to just do whatever the fuck they want. And if they do something really serious and heinous, then yes, they should absolutely pay for that. But at the same time, until it's proven that we know for a fact that should happen, then like I don't agree with this. Like, oh, that's it, they're done, cancel them, fuck them.
Like here, I'll give you another example, and 'cause I don't know if you're a fan of this person or not, but Nikki Sixx.
Mm-hmm.
Fan of Motley Crue at all, or 6 a.m. or?
Not really. I'll take them or leave them. But you know my feelings on the Crew.
You're not a fan, I know.
Not so much. I don't hate them, but they're just not my favorite.
No. Which, okay. So there was a video that came out. I want to say it was like a mid to late 90s or something like that.
Mm.
Where there's a video of Nikki Sixx on stage just unloading on a security guard at a concert. Basically calls him the N-word.
Oh shit, really?
Okay. Yeah, not cool. So I tend to look at like, okay, what has he done like since then?
Mm.
Like what have you done to like redeem yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Is that's a big thing. I'm a big fan of redemption.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that are beyond that, but
absolutely.
We also. So, since then, he's gotten cleaned up from drugs. He's been happily married. He's started a charity for like runaway kids. He's really like cleaned up his act.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a big advocate for like runaway children, and like I think his charity's called like Running Wild in the Night or something like that. And like they raise money to take in like abandoned kids or kids that like ran away from like abusive situations and like feel like they have no place to go and whatnot. And I'm like, you know what, man, like you've done good.
Yeah, although that still doesn't necessarily speak to him not being potentially racist anymore, but for all we know, his organization is like, yes, we let in, disenfranchised or kids who are coming from abuse situations, except for those black kids. Like for all we know. You're all welcome. Oh, except for you. Hang on now.
Yeah, it's like, hang on.
I'm still Nikki Sixx. Sorry, bro.
Yeah. But, you know what? I'm at least like with the mindset of like, okay, you know what? He's changed himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's done better.
Mm-hmm.
Like he realized that there was a problem. Fuck, I'm too fucked up on drugs. This cost me a marriage. Fucking, the band's fucking falling apart and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at him now. He's got 2 New York Times best-selling books. He's got side project band. He's still got Motley Crue touring. Supposed to be touring. Fucking stadiums. So the guy, he's doing better.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, well, it's inexcusable to fucking use the N-word on somebody. It's like, okay, I can at least see you're doing something to better yourself.
Yeah.
So,
but I think you're one of the few who are willing to acknowledge that, or I don't know, but like it seems like there are a lot of people who are not willing to acknowledge that once someone has done something wrong, it's sort of like, okay, that's it, you're done. But it's almost like it doesn't acknowledge the fact that people can change, and people most certainly can and do. Some people don't. Some people, once an asshole, always an asshole. But I think for me, another problem with just canceling someone is that, like, what if they have a change of heart and things change, and then what? Like, you're not going to give them a second chance or a third chance or whatever it is. Like, I feel like you said, people should be redeemable. People are redeemable, so why not? Why is it like just shut them down, like one strike and you're out? Like, that's not really fair.
I mean, to be fair, there are people out there that would say like, oh, well, he's just doing this to rehab his image and whatnot. Like, if you saw like Kevin Spacey charity work, you'd be like, he's just trying to rehab his image and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's still, and it's like, yeah,
But
Yeah,
if,
like,
if his intentions are legit though, I think you can tell the difference. I think most people can tell the difference when someone's doing something because it's, coming from their heart versus like, hey, I'm just trying to look at me, kissing babies and shaking hands and shit like that. Like, I think it comes off as disingenuous when people are being disingenuous.
I don't know though, man. If it's Kevin Smith, if it's Kevin Spacey and he's kissing babies, it's like,
Well,
let's not do that, Kevin.
I'm a proud gay man. Like, no, not now, Kevin. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, wrong time.
We've been through this. We've been through this. Didn't you learn last time? Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like the whole cancel culture thing. It's like I'm not a fan of that whole like terminology and whatnot because it's like, well, no, you fucked up. You face your consequences.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, but I agree with facing consequences. I just don't agree with outright canceling someone and making it like that's it. Like you've lost your chance and now you're done. It's like, because, yeah, people do really heinous shit, but people also change. And also, some of the times that this is happening, like right now with Manson, again, it's not proven yet. There's nothing that's come out as hard evidence to show that it's actually legit. And again, I'm not saying that it didn't, but I don't want to accuse someone of being a racist or a rapist or anything terrible unless I'm pretty goddamn sure about it. And I feel like a lot of people, especially in the cancel culture, in cancel culture, a lot of people like in cancel culture mentality are just like, too bad, so sad, you fucked up, it's over. And it's just like, I don't think that's such a very like toxic way to think about things, I think. And I don't know. I'm not excusing people who do shit. I think that people need to be capable of separating out the good and the bad from people, because at the end of the day, there's something probably pretty shitty about all of us, or something shitty at least about all of us. And maybe it doesn't make us cancel worthy, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man.
I tell you though, man, this would be a good opportunity to plug something. There is somebody that we can actually talk to about this. That is Braden, who's going to be coming on the show in about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Cause all his years of working in radio, he was actually on Manson's tour bus.
Really?
Like he actually kind of tweeted about this. Like he didn't go into like great detail about anything about that, but like we can certainly talk to him about it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear if he has any inside story. Maybe he can't say anything. Who knows? But
I doubt it's like he can't say anything. Like I don't think they had him sign like an NDA or something like that. Like, oh, you can't talk about what happened on the bus.
What happens on the bus stays on the bus.
Yeah, I don't think it was a situation like that. So
Yeah.
we can definitely ask him about that when that happens.
Yeah.
Also, to kind of just plug his show, he has an afternoon show on Indie 617 every Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So you can go to indie617.com, listen to it there, or just search Indie 617. And for anybody saying that, oh, like rock is dead or music is dead or blah 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 blah, like plays a lot of good independent bands. So for anybody that's like, oh, this music's dead, like, well, fuck yourself, you're not looking.
Music it takes a lot for a music form to die. I will admit that rock is hurting these days, but I think kind of all music is hurting these days, right? I mean, there's no performance going on, so who's really doing all that well? And I mean, everything kind of comes and goes in phases, right? I mean, everything has its time and place.
True, but I was actually listening to an interview with Eddie Trunk and Andy Biersack from Black Veil Brides. And like he brought up the point. He's like, all right, Eddie, look, you're a New York Giants fan, right? He goes, yeah. He's like, well, okay, I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan. He's like, they've been terrible for years. Like since my entire life, they've been terrible. He's like, no. He's like, picture like the worst Bengals team you've ever seen and the worst Giants lineup you've ever seen and whatnot. And picture like that's the only game that you're watching. Like just these two teams going at it, just the worst of the worst. And he says, if you watch that, chances are you're probably going to be looking at that and going, man, nobody knows how to play football anymore. He's like, well, you're wrong because you're not seeing these other games that are going on. So he's like, it's out there. You have to look for it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I mean, it's sort of like, it sort of surprises me that like my guitar teacher makes a pretty decent living and he's a classical guitarist. So like, for as much as you could say like rock is dead, imagine classical. How dead is classical? How many people listen to classical, right? But he's making a living as a classical musician, you know? Or it's like that old joke about like what's the difference between a rock guitarist and a jazz guitarist? Have you ever heard that joke?
No.
Okay, a rock guitarist plays 3 chords in front of thousands of people. A jazz guitarist plays thousands of chords in front of 3 people. But that's the thing, man. Like, it takes a lot of skill and talent to be a jazz or a classical guitarist, but how in demand are those music styles? And yet, if you look hard enough, there are people who are very accomplished in those musical genres. Like, opera still exists. Like, just because we in our circle don't listen to it doesn't mean that there aren't people out there who appreciate it. So, it takes an awful lot for an art form to die completely, but rock is most certainly not dead. It's a little hurting, but it's not dead.
No, I mean,
they say the heart of rock and roll is still beating, and from what I've seen, I believe it. But the heart of rock and roll is still beating.
Please stop doing that before you get Huey Lewis and the News canceled.
Or we get a copyright strike for me poorly singing Huey Lewis in the News.
Yeah, like we're not going to copyright strike you for the song itself, but just because, holy shit, you were bad at
Good
this.
Lord.
Like, good Christ.
Out of principle.
Like,
hey, you guys said
look,
earlier in your podcast, people need to be held accountable for their fucking thing. So here you go. You're being held accountable. Copyright strike.
You're going to music jail. Like, that's it. Like,
and I can picture you like, I didn't do anything. Like, you were on the show with him. You're guilty by association. You let this happen.
Like, you don't get a lawyer. You don't get anything like that. You're just going straight to jail.
Do not pass go.
Like, you're terrible.
Oh man.
Oh.
I do believe the heart of rock and roll is still beating, though.
Really going back to that?
Mm-hmm.
I love you for that.
Oh man.
Yeah, but and it's out there. I mean, it's almost like Easter eggs at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I kind of like listening to UMass Lowell Station from time to time. I mean, I don't do it all that often, but every once in a while they'll play something that's like you never heard it before. It's like some indie band or something, and you're like, oh shit, what's that? And,
Yeah.
You know? Or I don't know, sometimes you just run into shit like from watching stuff online or whatever. Someone's into a band, and you're like, oh, I never heard of them before, and you kind of go down the rabbit hole, and you never know what you can find just by exploring.
Yeah. I mean, shit. There was a time where I was just like, "Fucking, what the fuck is Black Veil Brides and whatnot?" Like, I saw one of their videos for, I think it was like Fallen Angels. Like, I saw the video at like a Hot Topic. I couldn't hear the song, but I was like, "This seems kind of cool, I guess." But when I heard the song, I was like, "Oh shit, this is pretty fucking good."
Yeah.
All right. You know, I remember going to see there was a show. I think it was at like Lupo's in Providence. And it was like Boy Hits Car opened up, Slaves on Dope. There was some other band, and then Kitty was the closer.
Nice.
Dude, I went there for Kitty. Like, I bought a fucking T-shirt and everything. Fucking wore it through high school. That was awesome. I walked out of there a Boy Hits Car fan.
Yeah. Boy Hits Car was pretty awesome, man.
Yeah,
I was thinking about them lately too. Him doing his backflips into the crowd and shit like that.
Oh yeah, that fucking massive stage dive from like 75 feet up. Good God.
Yeah. They had that song, Not Your Savior, right? Is that the band I'm thinking of?
Not Your Savior.
Or am I thinking of a different band? 'Cause I'm not your savior. No, I think that's somebody else.
That was no, that was Boy Hits Car, because I think that was the song I'm a Cloud.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
That's
yeah,
the thing is I don't remember their song titles, but I definitely remember like their songs.
Yeah.
They were a
good
pretty
band.
original, like unique band.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like heavy metal surf rock.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, like heavy metal like Huey Lewis.
Yeah, like it's heavy, but it's got a lightness underneath it. It's very, very strange.
Yeah, it's strange, but it works.
It works so well. Yeah, it really does. It's
Like,
sort of like
problem
I'm not like a huge Incubus fan, but at the very least I could be like, you know what? They combined rock and like hip hop elements in a way that, like, I mean, like Limp Bizkit and people did that shit too, but like I think
but
Incubus did it in a very, very different way.
Incubus did it better.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. You listen to Incubus, and it's all like, I did it all for the nookie. Come on, the nookie. Come on. You're just like... Speaking of Westmoreland. Fucking A, man.
So I thought we would end with this. I know every now and then we try and look for like a funny news article or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
This
Especially after
fairly
coming off and talking about Marilyn Manson. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So here's the article. It's on NewYorkDailyNews.com. Headline: Florida man tries flirting with gorgeous judge during virtual court hearing.
Oh, God. As soon as you said Florida man, I was like, of course.
You're like, oh fuck, what do you do now? Let's see. An accused burglar tried to virtually flirt with a Florida judge while she was hearing his case Thursday in Broward County. Hilarious moment captured by the court's live video stream. Judge Tabitha Blackmun, joined by a prosecutor and a defense attorney, called the defendant's case and watched as he stepped into the camera. The man, Demetrius Lewis, appeared from a county jail and greeted the young judge with a casual, "How you doing?"
Oh, God.
Good, sir. How are you? Then Lewis surprised her with words rarely heard in a courtroom. "Judge, you are so gorgeous." He said, "So gorgeous, Judge. I just had to tell you, you're gorgeous."
Oh, my God.
Like, wow, man. And, like, Judge smiled and thanked him, but also warned him that the compliments would not do anything for the case. "Thank you, Mr. Lewis." She said, "All right, Mr. Lewis, flattery will get you everywhere, but maybe not here."
Oh, man. Good try. Good effort.
Yeah, like it says without missing a beat, judge announced that the court found probable cause to charge Lewis with attempted burglary of an occupied dwelling. Like, whoops.
Well, so that didn't pan out.
I mean, gold star for trying, but I mean, you know.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck are people thinking?
I mean, just again with that like whole like, thing, like, you know, is anybody really surprised when they see like Florida man? It's like, you know, Florida man holds up gas station with jar of mayonnaise. It's like, well, yeah, I guess only in Florida. I guess I could work.
Of course they did. Why wouldn't they? I saw one video of a courtroom thing that was kind of touching, where like the judge ended up being a woman that the guy who was being sentenced went to school with. So she was like, "Oh, you're so and so, huh?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Did you go to such and such school?" And the guy looked up and kind of looked at her face again and was like, and then like he could see he recognized her. Yeah, and she was like, "I remember you. You were a good kid." And like he just started crying. So that was like, oh man, that's pretty touching.
Yeah.
So
like, there's a I think there's a show called like Caught in Providence.
yes, I've seen that too, man. That yeah, that shit's
Yeah.
great, dude.
Seems like a good guy, man.
I love that judge. He's awesome. Fuck Judge Judy. Fuck Judge Joe Brown. That guy. I don't even remember his name, but that's where it's at, man.
I don't remember the guy's name, but like.
And I forgot he was in Providence, dude. He's right in your
Yeah.
backyard. Get me his
Well,
autograph.
I mean, if my backyard was, you know, fucking 25, 30 miles
I was gonna
away,
say, yeah, like a couple miles away.
that would be a hell of a fucking house. Like, oh yeah, we got to drive all the way to the backyard. Okay.
Where should we
There
park?
you have
In my parking garage is fine at the Providence Place Mall.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you had a house that big that it warranted a garage the size of the Providence Place Mall's garage? Holy shit.
Dude, if I ever had that kind of money and I was like, dude, I should really do that. Like, just have a parking garage for my house. I seriously, no, in all seriousness, if I have that money and I'm ever in that conversation with you and like, dude, I really need a parking garage for my house, I want you to kick me in the dick. I'm not kidding. Kick me in the dick. And if I
Keeping
ask
touch
my-
with the consequences for people's actions.
Exactly. Like, you're going to cancel my parking garage.
Or at least your dick.
Either way. Don't,
Well, Andy, looks like your sexual exploits are over. Bing!
like, dude, I'm telling you, like, if I ever get into that situation where I'm just like, you know what, I want to spend my money on something stupid, kick me in the dick. Hey, a parking garage for a house, that'd be great. Nope.
Oh, man.
What if I got, like, a water slide that went into a bouncy house in the house? Like, nope, kick in the dick. What if I have like a whole separate fridge full of pudding?
Pass.
Wait. Are we talking like chocolate pudding, vanilla pudding? Like, I don't know. I guess like chocolate and vanilla. Kicking the dick.
Chocolate or nothing, fool.
That better be filled with snack packs by the time I get back here.
And if there's butterscotch, so help me God.
But I got tasty cakes upstairs. All right, I'll get you an ice pack.
I was talking with Liz like right before we did the podcast, and one of the things I mentioned to her was like, I think that my favorite line in cinema history comes from Deadpool 2, and it relates to pudding, which is why I'm bringing it up, and that is "fuck your pudding." I don't think there's a better line written in cinema history than "fuck your pudding."
That wasn't Deadpool.
Yeah, he's like, it's right at the cafeteria fight. He's like, "Hey man, that's my pudding," and the guy goes, "Fuck your pudding."
All right, I think it was Black Tom, right?
Yeah, I think Black Tom
Yes.
says "fuck your pudding."
All right, it's been a while since I watched either Deadpool movie, but yeah, it's.
Liz and I throw that back and forth. Not often, but every once in a while we'll be like, "Fuck your pudding." He's like, "What does that even mean? Fuck your pudding?" Like,
You just change it around too. Like, hey Bruce, can you feed Lebowski? I just gotta use the bathroom. Fuck your cat. I guess that one is just like daggers from the eyes. Like,
yeah, that would just come off as aggressive.
like, what the fuck did you just say? Fuck your pudding, darling.
I said pudding.
I said pudding. I tried putting an accent on it, and I guess it came out as cat.
You know, pudding, cat, they sound so goddamn similar.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole Spanish-French translation thing, I guess.
Le chat, le pudding, you know, I don't know. Now, excuse me while I put a cigarette out on Macaulay Culkin's head.
Yep. Somebody get the stepladder for Mr.
Fuck your
Get the
pudding.
stepladder for Mr. Pesci, please. Hey, thanks. How you doing?
Hey, fuck your pudding, kid, huh?
Yeah, you're that fucking pudding kid. Fuck you. Fuck you. I hope something bad happens to you. I hope your parents steal all your fucking money and you get nothing happening.
I hope someone kicks you in the dick.
Goddamn fucking child star piece of shit, motherfucker. Thinks I'm here. Fucking laugh, piece of shit. Isn't it time to change your fucking diapers? Put you to fucking bed. Nice job, sweetheart.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck your pudding, Macaulay Culkin.
Exactly. Fuck your pudding. Oh, shit.
I think that's going to do it for us this week on Let Us Cast. We will be back next week, usual time, 3 p.m. live, right here on YouTube.
Woo!
Gotta get that Mick Foley kind of pop. Still a fan. Still a fan.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Bruce, you got anything to plug, man?
Actually, I do this week, man. I finally got to try out the JR stuff that you sent me. I made some bison burgers this recently, and I had one the other day, and man, it was really good. I probably should have used a little more seasoning because I didn't taste as much of it as I'd like to, but really fucking good stuff, man. I got to use more of it on some chicken and stuff in the future. Good stuff.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Thanks for sending that, and you sent me that Billy Joel DVD live at Shea, and Liz and I watched that. It took us a couple nights to watch it because it's like 2.5 hours. It's a long concert, and it was awesome, dude.
Well, yeah, it's still like just like the number of guest stars that are on there too.
Yeah,
it's
Paul McCartney does a couple tunes, and yeah, John Mellencamp.
Fucking Steven Tyler's on there.
Yeah.
Which like I was like debating buying that DVD like when I originally got it. I was like, hey, yeah, it's a Billy Joel concert. I was like, Tony Bennett, Paul McCartney. As soon as Steven Tyler, I was like, fucking sold.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, that DVD made me a Tony Bennett fan. Cause like, did you see his performance?
Like on that show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that dude could be in like a rock band.
Yeah, he's
he's got almost like a scream to him where like he kind of distorted his voice in one of the parts, and I was like, wow, he can go pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I never realized that about Tony Bennett. Like I always associated him with like kind of softer music, and then he lays that shit down, and I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. So I guess props to Tony Bennett. I'll plug Tony Bennett as well. Why the fuck not?
Might want to rephrase that, but
well, All right, fair enough. I support Tony Bennett.
But no, yeah, I don't know if you saw the news article about him. It came out about a week ago, though.
Tony Bennett? No.
Yeah, he's diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So
That sucks.
that does suck. But you know what, man? You look at it, he's had a good, long life. He's had an amazing, legendary career.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's happy with everywhere he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got Alzheimer's, but you know what, man? Look where he is.
And I'm sure he's a strong guy. He's got a lot of love and support from his family and his fans, I'm sure. So
I'm sure Joe
he'll be
Pesci's
just
never-
fine.
I'm sure Joe Pesci's never put a cigarette out on his head or anything.
Fuck you, pudding, Tony Bennett.
Dude, I would love to interview Jim Brewer sometime and just ask him for like Joe Pesci stories. Oh, it's fucking great. Anyway,
Yeah, what about
So
you, sir? What have you got to plug?
well, 2 weeks from now on the episode of Let Us Cast, we're gonna have special guest Braden with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, plug him one more time, and you can listen to his show every Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Indy 617, and just give that a listen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also gonna, fuck it. I'm also gonna plug a podcast I've been listening to a lot lately. I know I've plugged it on here before, but American Scandal is an amazing fucking podcast. Also gonna plug Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Amazing
Inside of
podcast.
you. Inside of you. Sorry, it still happens. Oh shit, you froze. You froze at the worst time. Oh no, we were doing so well. We were coming to the home stretch. What happened? Oh no.
Froze up on me. Fucking go to the end. Go to the end.
Oh man. So you were saying?
I actually stopped recording.
Oh, you did? Fuck.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
It's like I just got the ending out. I was like, oh fuck. Okay. Let's...
well, we're still going on YouTube. So do you want to send us out on YouTube? Or should I just be like, fuck you guys, we're out?
Oh shit! I hope he's not like. I hope he's still not like recording this for fucking.
Oh
music.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So I guess that's gonna do it.
That's definitely gonna do it for us.
Bye everybody.
There.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ, man.
Well, bye everybody.
Knowing you.